Hello. This is Green's Theatre, I think 1936. What's really interesting about this for me is it's a place I used to go to, I think, mid-70s. And I thought, wow, this is a big building and there were some brilliant things happening there musically. And then I looked into it, it's still that, it's the Glasgow Apollo. That's it in the 80s. And what was interesting in the 30s, 80 movies a day were being shown here in Glasgow. That's quite an interesting fact. 80 movies a day, 80 films. I think that does something, it sort of creates an atmosphere of some sort of, you wanting to, escapism. And one of the ways that we escape here in Glasgow, for me anyway, is through theatre, through music, and through expression, through writing, and this is something I think we've got a lot of here. This is something I found just by accident, and it's a gorgeous building, and I think it was 1906 this building was built, and there's some beautiful things that are happening in that, which I mean you could just walk by it and you miss it. Oh, here's a great wee building. It's the King's Theatre, I think it is. And that was another great thing that was introduced to me, which was humour. Humour, which I think something which is quite special here in Glasgow. Stanley Baxter, Still Game, Chewing the Fat. These things are something that are very unique to Glasgow. And I take away. This is a building in New York. Oh gosh, I've got to look both ways here. There's a building in New York which I find quite similar to a lot of buildings we have here in Glasgow. And walking in here, this is what I find most similar. Again, there's certain similarities I think that happen in cities through architecture and through the people and through what they do, through what these people do, whether it's music, comedy, art, film, whatever. I haven't got. Oh yeah, that's the Tron. That's the Tron. That's the Tron. Again, this is. I mean, in terms of my youth and what I think Glasgow offered to me and offers to the youth here still now is a certain thing of. Yeah. I would say something special. There's something special going on here. Some things happen in Glasgow that don't happen anywhere else in the world. This is something that was going on in the Tron, and I think it was there was some sort of theatre production, and Jesus was not a transsexual. Incredible. Anyway, R.D. Laing, this is a guy that I think, again, I don't understand why we don't talk about him much more here, because he offered something in terms of literature, in terms of escapism, in terms of chance, and I think this was his buddy as well. Wee Alistair Gray. Again, a beautiful man, a poet, and I would say the original architect of Glasgow. He's offered something beautiful. And then we're going over to Paris. This is this woman that it was a collaboration with R.D. Laing. This was her painting she did for his book called Knots. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's a connection because of what she was doing in her city and what Laing was doing here and also in London. And there was a connection. This is something that we walk by every day. And I used to walk by quite a lot. And I miss it very much. I like this part of Glasgow. I like the urgency, the sharpness and the lines, as opposed to this, which I also like, which is in Laing Side, which is a curve. It's a great street to go on your bike, charge down there and see if you can make it around the corner or not. And it's also back onto lines again. I mean, it's the whole grid thing. It's the whole design of the cities, the sociability of our city here, Glasgow. And I think the streets, and this to me represents streets, and it's there's lines, there's power, there's energy going down, coming up, and this is where we listen. This is a beautiful room. The acoustics in this room are an awful lot better than here, though. I think he has got a connection to this room as well. But the connection, this room is one of the most beautiful rooms to go and listen to someone talking, because you can hear absolutely everything. And this is something I miss about Glasgow as well. We used to see these in I think it was late 60s, mid 60s, 70s. Loads of people would be walking around with these. They're not there anymore. We've got these really weird things now, which are like, I don't know what they are, but anyway. Also, Glasgow is one of the only cities in the world that has a whistle museum. And this is their prize, object. It's a great whistle. It's actually made out of a snail. I made that up. Teenage Fan Club, one of the great offerings that we've given as a city, collectively given, I think, musically, lyrically, melodically. Teenage Fan Club.